It's happening.
Ow! Drag her, mama.
She's going through it, but in the best way possible. The bicipital groove, right there.
Oh my God.
Relax.
Oh my God. This is really making me nervous, this electricity.
Okay.
She's a trap queen.
A crack in the lung and the stomach area. Your tongue is puffy, but you don't have teeth marks. So, and then that's it. Just throw that on.
That's great.
Instagram.
They're gonna see me on the page and go, you're gonna lose followers.
People are gonna start throwing up and complaining, reporting it. It's like, why was there a parakeet on the table?
All right, everyone, welcome to Out and About. It is Friday. I don't even know what date it is. It's February 28th, something like that. You guys loved so much last week when we did Joey's hair transplants. I think I hear him coming in now that we decided to do another Out of Office this week. So if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on Apple, we're going to try our best to narrate what's going on. But again, pop on over to YouTube and Rumble because you're going to like what you see. Hopefully, we guarantee it. I'm here on 5th Avenue with Dr. Jason Pyeatt. Now, Dr. Jason Pyeatt is an acupuncture. Why don't you explain what it is you exactly do here, and then I'll explain why I'm here.
Okay. So with acupuncture, everything from internal medicine, psycho-emotional, whether it's stress or anxiety, and internal medicine could be anything from digestive disorders to sleep issues, as well as, of course, orthopedic, physical pain or injury recovery.
He's explaining what he does. This is Joey.
Hi, hey Jason.
Nice to meet you. All right, good. It's warm in here.
So I usually have the air conditioning on, but then the sound with the...
Oh.
So that's why it's warm.
Joey likes a really warm room, so we should be...
Yeah.
He likes to be hot. And in small spaces, that's kind of like his thing.
Small spaces and hot will be so fun.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
That's his favorite. You were explaining what you do. Joey, I'm going to put you over here because I'm the patient. So I want you to go ahead and take over. Joey just walked into the room. Again, if you're listening, pop on YouTube. You're explaining what you do. Jason, go ahead.
So with acupuncture, you can use it for everything from internal medicine issues, Crohn's, colitis, tinnitus, and any type of digestive disorder, sleep, high blood pressure. Most people come to acupuncture for orthopedic or physical issues. Most people have pain. Low back pain is the number one thing that brings people in for acupuncture.
All ages?
All ages.
Fat people too? Is it mostly overweight people with lower back issues?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
And so I actually treat a lot of performing artists. And of course they have issues of
That
back
means
pain.
Queens from Hell's Kitchen in the theater. I've seen her Instagram.
Well, the thing about my Instagram is that I do ask those patients that I have if it's okay to take images of their treatments for marketing, but I do have a very diverse patient population.
Right.
Welcome to all people, all bodies, all populations.
Great.
So
I'm a fan favorite.
You are.
I've been following for many moons now, and if you're not following, you're gonna like what you see, ladies. I guarantee it. So yeah, that's what I was asking you. So is this ancient Chinese medicine?
this is.
That's
so
what I
this
thought.
is
Eastern medicine.
So it's traditional Chinese medicine, but I also just like to say East Asian medicine because you do have the tradition of more than even just China in a lot of this medicine.
We don't want to rule anything out.
Right.
We're talking Cambodia, we're talking Thailand,
Exactly.
Vietnam,
All of
we're
Asia.
talking Mongolia even.
Right.
Was it always needles, or back in the day was it like splinters from like wood chips and stuff?
Now, it was, first it was pressing to identify acupuncture meridians and channels.
Oh.
Gender identity.
Yes, well, that's one way, I guess. But also with the needles, the original needles were so thick. It was like getting stabbed. But
Oh my God.
These needles that we use, they're single use, they're sterile. It's Japanese steel made in Korea.
Laser cut.
Well, they're so thin. They are laser cut. They're so thin you can actually jam 20 of them into the eye of a hypodermic needle.
They're not uncut, they're cut.
They're definitely...
That's thin.
They're made by machine.
Okay.
So they're definitely...
So when Britney Spears said
Samoil
skinny
hasn't
as
gotten
a
his hands on him yet.
when Britney Spears said skinny as a needle, she was referring to an acupuncture needle.
Absolutely.
Because that is the skinniest kind.
Yes. They're they're as thin as hair. So a lot of people, they have a concern of, oh my God, it's needles. I wouldn't even think of it as needles.
It's not going to kill me. I'm afraid. The text message he sent me last night.
Are you serious?
The text message he sent last night, he was like, there's a 3-second rule. If it goes in and it hurts, then in 3 seconds you are allowed to take it out or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing to remember with getting acupuncture is that even though I'm giving you acupuncture, you're still in charge. And so you communicate with me if you were to like have anything feel uncomfortable, and I'll just make an adjustment.
I'm very different. I get treatments on the regular. I do everything. I've been cut open like a swordfish on the table. I've had every treatment and surgery you can imagine. So I'm not squeamish about that at all. But I can imagine where people like, see needles and they're like, squeamish about needles. But the thing is, I always say this, and I think may I call you doctor? If you're not breaking skin, it's not even worth your time. No, don't worry about these damn creams and lotions and potions and shit like that.
That's easy for you to say. You're not doing this.
I'm just saying, like people that like are using anti-aging creams, mama, just get the Botox.
Well, when you talk about breaking
liposuction,
skin,
you can do cool sculpting, girl. Just rip it open and suck it out. You have to break the skin in order for anything to penetrate the skin and for anything to work.
Well, when you talk about breaking the skin, you can actually do cosmetic acupuncture for wrinkles.
That's what we'll be having in the blue chair. Well,
that's okay.
Now we're speaking Nana's language. It's getting warm in here.
Because I never knew what. I always assumed, and I'll be very honest with you, I always assumed acupuncture was for a few things. When I hear acupuncture, I think of hypnotizing for some reason. So some type of hypnosis, and then I think about athletes and doing and like sports,
like cupping and like
injury related things. But can it be something like the therapeutic for like relaxation and just for
also
like spa day?
I can treat with acupuncture everything from maladept aspect of deep depression to just regular stress, anxiety, focus, concentration, PTSD, and addiction.
Where are those needles injected?
You literally just listed all of our
all of our issues.
I think you just got your two newest highest grossing clients.
Yeah. For depression, where would the needles be put in the back of the head?
You go home, you start chatting yourself.
Well, so it could be individualized for the patient.
Okay.
Like for example, I would needle right here. Lung 3 if a person actually has a lot of grief or sadness because maybe there's something in their life where they have grief. So, but in the ear, I would do 5 needles for even addiction that really helps with addiction to substance.
Can I get that too today?
Sure, why not? Yeah, you can get whatever needles
She's so
you need.
This weekend.
Right.
I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm a fast talker. Is there a lot of not speculation. There's a lot of disbelief in this practice. Like people think it's like a
well, to talk about that.
Not an antidote. What is it called?
They think it's like psychosomatic, like it's in your head. It's more of like a placebo effect.
A placebo effect. That's what I'm saying.
To talk about that, there have been countless, and even more outside the United States, but even NIH, PubMed, you can do research, acupuncture, and they've been able to confirm that acupuncture, even using different specific acupuncture points, releases endorphins, engages neurotransmitters, reduces cytokine storm for inflammation, and numerous other aspects of like biochemistry that they've been able to even observe happens with acupuncture. And so it's not just a pseudoscience, it really does take action, tell your body to take an action. So the best way to describe acupuncture and how it works, when you needle an acupuncture point, it engages with your body through the nervous system, the fascia, and the acupuncture meridian to tell your body to take a very specific function or action using your own biochemistry to heal yourself or heal something or to take an action. So this acupuncture point right here, if you have high blood pressure, tells your body to lower high blood pressure and to manage high blood pressure. So
how did they find that out? How did you find out that the ear is depression, that this is...
You're talking about a time when we didn't have cell phones, when we didn't have, the internet, and they were able to trace the acupuncture meridians on the body, and they're connected to your major organ systems. And so they would literally press, and people would be able to see a different response or reaction to their bodies. And this has been practiced and figured out like thousands of years ago.
It's ancient.
If you drive by a rub and tug massage parlor, they always have a picture of a foot out there, and it says stomach, kidneys, and so that's just one of the maps I'm familiar with. But there's pressure points in every part of the body that are triggered. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
now it's all been.
It's all intertwined.
It's all
now, I drank green tea once. Okay. I was very zen, and so I know what I'm talking about.
It lasted about 7 minutes.
I had a ginseng shot once in a bad neighborhood. Okay, at a bodega, a ginseng tea, and I know exactly. I'm on the same page.
So you say they've been mapping this out for thousands of
Thousands of
years,
years.
and it's been passed down. And now what we're doing is something a little bit different. You're going to actually hook these needles up to electricity.
Well, so at the first advent of E-stim machines, the Chinese immediately incorporated it into acupuncture. So there's been a lot of Western medical research that if you
He had a Chinese physician for many years. Mrs. Ng.
Mrs. Ng, I
What
love
did she
her.
say to you?
I
She
can't.
checked him for lice once.
Yes, she did.
Anyway, so he's been doing Chinese medicine for
I love.
how many years has it
Moving
been?
on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Moving on from Mrs. Ng. God rest her soul. She's actually one of the foremothers, the four founding mothers. Anyway, Mrs. Ng, we cut you off. Electricity,
okay,
go
yeah.
on. Yeah.
So there's a lot of Western medical research that if you apply electricity to an orthopedic issue, you will heal twice as fast. So with the human body, your cells express electricity or voltage, and you're down amperaged wherever there's a physical orthopedic issue, lack of blood, oxygen, and wherever there's injury, torn tissue. And so the electricity up amperages where you're down amperaged and helps you heal twice as fast.
And how do you know where the low electricity is?
It's where you have physical pain.
So if I'm here, I don't have enough electricity going through my shoulder, you're going to go zap my shoulder with some electricity.
Absolutely.
And that will then tell my body to send a message to heal within.
Well, the needles tell your body to do that, but then the electricity kind of up amperages it and kind of gives it the energy to heal a lot faster.
So do you not always use electricity with acupuncture?
I don't always use
Okay,
it.
so sometimes just the needle that's doing
Just
the
the
healing.
needle.
And then other times, if I want to see them cakes shake, that's when you hook them up to that machine. That's what.
Should we do cake shaking today?
You're not going to wear the full costume? I want the towel strip of your coolie.
I'll do it if I...
That's why I came today. I'll do it too.
I'll do it on the we'll do it on the cooter.
Vinny?
Okay.
It's called the cooter. You know what? Actually, Vin, why don't we take the camera? You pop
No,
on the
you'll need a
stage.
generator for that fat ass.
Yeah.
That thing is thick.
We'll need to share. You have hedges here? We'll have to trim that thing down.
And so now you see me not speaking, right?
Yes, this is not. He's not endorsing this behavior, but I am.
Of course.
Okay,
Of
so
course.
now what you're talking about is doing
Cakes.
acupuncture.
Yep.
Is doing acupuncture into motor or trigger points. So motor points is where you have the crossing points of muscles and the motor nerve. So the motor nerve.
Were you
Think
just
of
motor
like-
boating?
I thought that's what she.
Oh,
Well, go on, doctor.
You guys. Okay, so when you needle into a motor point, you can cause the muscle to have a contraction. You could have acid in the muscle, tightness, inflammation,
Lactic acid.
acid in the muscle, and
Uric acid. I have gout.
Well, don't have gout. Don't eat all. Don't eat all the.
I'm over it, and I take allopurinol.
Okay, well then you're fine.
Yeah.
So the trigger point releases tightness, inflammation, and people do heal a lot faster when I use those. And it's motor and trigger points. So trigger points associated with motor points. When I apply electricity to those, when the needle's in your body, it does do the contractions. So that's what you're
Is that painful?
talking. It doesn't hurt. No.
I think the number one question that people have when it comes to acupuncture is
Does it
this
hurt?
going to
It
hurt?
doesn't hurt. Now, I will say this, it can be sharp or pinchy a little bit. If I put 10 needles in your body, maybe like 1 or 2 could be a little sharp or pinchy. Where is it going to be more sharp or pinchy? You're going to feel it more where you have a physical issue.
But that's
where
where
you
need
have
the
pain.
most, right?
Exactly.
So this shoulder kills all the time.
And here's the thing. When I put needles in there, you might actually say, oh, I really feel it. You might actually feel a slight level, very low level of, I wouldn't call it pain, but a little achy, a little sharp, potentially. But then it should fade. And if it doesn't fade, the insertion was done correctly, but I want you to communicate with me that maybe you want an adjustment.
Okay.
So, but you may feel the muscle do like spasms and twitches.
I'm
and
afraid.
But you're here to do this. And I think your fear will subside very quickly.
And the
I'm also going to
electricity.
do first acupuncture needles for stress and anxiety. Then we'll get into the shoulder.
Okay.
So we'll kind of calm your mind. We're going to tell your body to release endorphins and just kind of turn on the autonomic nervous system, relax, and then we'll get into the shoulder.
Has anyone ever released gas while on the table?
No.
Okay.
But if you do, it's okay.
And we can just play that off like nothing happened?
Absolutely. We can pretend like nothing happened.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just
let's
preparing
get her
for the
on the
worst,
table.
hoping for the best. So you need me on the table?
Well, first, let's talk about a couple of things. With your shoulder, do you have reduced range of motion with your shoulder?
I'm pretty much back.
You're pretty much
This is a no.
That's a no?
This
okay.
is because it popped out of my shoulder
Yeah.
popped out of the front.
Yeah.
So I'm just now getting to the point where I'm actually like able to put a little more weight on it.
Okay.
That's exactly what
I got
it
it.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so with that, I also want to know is, do you have with pain daily? Achy, dull, sharp, stabbing,
it's difficult for me to sleep. So I need to if I lay on one side, my shoulder hurts and I have to
do you
get
wake
off
up
of it.
because of the pain?
Occasionally. If I'm rolling onto it, it'll hurt. But if I'm just sitting there, it's fine. If I go and play basketball, it'll hurt. If I'm at the gym and I'm doing any sort of incline press will hurt me more than a regular bench press.
Oh, okay.
Flies, I'm pretty much okay. If I focus on using more of my titties than my shoulders, then that'll help me. But yeah, that's that. But I'm trying to up my physical activity, and since we're on this health kick lately.
Did you pass gas?
No.
It smells like you did.
I did. I swear to God, I didn't. I do smell that though.
What's
Dr.
I
Jason.
did
There's
not.
4 gentlemen in
I
the
did
room.
not.
Jivini.
I have a colostomy bag, so it's not me. I just changed it.
Anyway, that was not. What happens if you laugh when the needles are in?
Nothing. I don't know.
It's okay to laugh.
Okay, you're not the doctor.
It's okay to laugh, but
I've
you
had
don't
needles,
want to
strange
move.
men in my arms.
Okay.
So, for example, if the needle is in your arm here, you could have slight movements, but you don't want to move your arm or your body wherever there's needles.
Got it.
Is anything make it better or worse?
No.
Whether it's rest or heat or
Ice makes it. Ice
Ice
makes it worse. Yeah.
ice makes it worse.
Pills make it better. Or no, ice makes it better, and pills make it
And
better.
pills?
But We're
Okay.
trying to get away from. We're not trying to do pills.
Okay.
We're trying to get higher. We're trying to get
Holistic.
Holistic.
Okay. Well, let's get you on the table.
Stomach down or face
So
down?
so on your back.
On your back.
On your back.
Should I
She runs the Eagle this weekend, so she's familiar with precision.
Well, so you can keep the shirt on.
Oh. I shaved myself down for you. Do you prefer when a guy is hairy or not hairy?
It doesn't matter.
Professionally and then personally.
Well, professionally, you does not matter.
Got it.
Personally, I have a husband, so
Right.
Whatever he goes
Can
for.
I ask you a question? I think a lot of people are wondering, how often, how many times during a week do you experience an erection from a patient?
If they're getting a treatment, do people
Yeah.
get
Oh, well, I mean, any type of expression that happens with a body could be natural. So if that happens, it's just
So 5 times a week, give or take.
I'm going to use some rocks on gel.
Joey, you were too much, but in a good way.
Okay,
in
good.
a good way. In a good way.
Do you have any of those towels laying around from the last week of your Instagram that I can look at?
Well,
And sniff.
It'll
help him calm down.
It'll help me relax.
If he starts talking too much, any one of those sweaty towels, you just put it right over his face, and it's gonna be like
Particularly
chloroform.
the 4th post down from the left.
Joey, the towels are right there.
Thank
If you
you.
see the towels,
I
there's the
do.
towels. So,
Oh,
and then,
God.
Please take it away.
all right, let's do some acupuncture. You excited?
Yep. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
You're excited and nervous.
Will Ben just
Okay.
put a GoPro up here?
Are you really nervous?
Yeah, I'm
You
nervous.
do intravenous drugs in the
I
alleyways.
do not do it.
In alleyways with strangers.
I've never done intravenous drugs in my life.
Look at you, you're about to get acupuncture.
Yeah,
Isn't this exciting?
It's terrifying, but I'm
What?
hoping for relief. I'm
Okay.
hoping. Oh God, what is that?
This is a needle.
That's a needle. Can you show it to the camera?
She used to pierce ears at Claire's.
So this needle
Actually, the
is
Short Hills Mall.
yeah. This needle is so. Can you see how thin that is?
Yeah, I can.
Barely see
Well,
it.
you had that. You had it in. You had it in the.
And I have a guide tube.
You have a GT.
I have a guide tube.
Got it.
We're
I had my
familiar.
tubes tied back in the day.
Did
Oh my
you?
God.
Oh my gosh, you've had acupuncture and it didn't hurt.
Oh, you can't even really feel it.
This is what I'm saying.
Are you just hamming it up for the camera?
No, I'm actually it makes me nervous.
These
'Cause
things are the thinnest things in the world.
It makes me nervous because my shoulder hurts so bad all
well,
the time.
not if you
I don't
listen to
wanna,
the
screw it up.
doctor.
What is this one that we're doing?
We're doing
Here?
stress and anxiety. Did you say you want addiction though?
No, we don't have to do
Okay,
addiction.
are you sure?
Yeah, we're
It's just
good.
one extra needle. Just do it.
It's
Is
like,
it?
it's 5 total.
No, that's okay.
It's
We don't
like
need it.
2 more than what I'm doing.
And how often do you have to? Now,
I go,
now,
with all due respect, Doc, it's going to take more than 5 needles.
each
to get-
treatment that
to
you
get
do,
these.
I'm sure it's
People come
situational
in.
based.
People come in for an acute issue, like let's say you've sprained something. People will come in maybe like twice that week sometimes. If it's like an acute injury you really want to resolve quickly, and you may just need to do like 2 or 3 treatments. But if it's something that's lasted half a year or very
An addiction
chronic,
that's lost it half a
or
year.
like, well, it could be anything. It could be digestive disorder, could be addiction, could be something. It's a long-term chronic issue. In that case, you would on average need to do around 12 treatments for anything that's very long term for you. So a lot of people don't even notice improvement until they've done 3 or 4 treatments. That's where a lot of people need to know that with acupuncture. So you don't just go in, do one treatment and say this doesn't work, because it typically takes 3 or 4 treatments.
What does
and
the timeline look like for that? You say 3 or 4 treatments. How much time in between those treatments?
Like once a week, every 7 to 10 days is often enough to be doing treatments so that you can get results and benefits. Now, even if someone does once a month, it's going to be helpful, but you wouldn't get results as much as if you were doing it weekly. Now, the goal is not to do acupuncture every week for the rest of your life. The goal is actually with some things to put it at bay maybe, or just to do maintenance. And as well with treatments to do like 3 or 4 weeks in a row consistently, and then assess if maybe you could start doing every other week, and at some point like every 3 weeks for something, until you get so much improvement that maybe the issue is either cured, resolved, or reduced by 70-80%, or just something you need to do maintenance for.
Interesting.
How long have you been practicing?
9 years.
Will this screw up my Botox having these in my head?
No.
Got it.
So that acupuncture point is the off switch. Now, I don't think it's going to turn you off in the sense of not to talk anymore. Okay. But when I say it's an off switch, it's meant to really just calm the mind.
Oh, where is it?
It's in between. Yeah, it's in between your eyebrows, and it's called yin tong.
Yin tong. I can see it.
Yeah.
And what's a good telltale sign that if you are going to an acupuncturist, if they're going to be good and they know their stuff, or if they're going to be bad and you should get out of here? Is there something that happens, some questions they should be asking you, things they shouldn't?
We know everyone who is an acupuncturist has done the full education, they've done national board licensing, they've done all of the exams, but you want to find out if that acupuncturist has a specialty for what you want to treat. All acupuncturists are trained to treat everything, whether it be digestive disorders, whether it be fertility issues, libido, Crohn's, colitis, tinnitus, sinuses, allergies, headaches. We're trained to treat all of those things and anything in between of the human experience, of course, as well, physical pain of the body. But there are a lot of acupuncturists that have a specialty or very good at treating what you want. So when you interview an acupuncturist, you just want to ask if they're very good at, or if they're experienced in your specific chief complaint, what you want to work on.
How long have you been practicing?
9 years.
9 years.
Yes.
Wow. How did you decide to get into it?
So I was...
But let me ask you this first. How much schooling does it take to be a licensed acupuncturist?
4 years.
Got it.
So, and then it's a medical master's degree, and then you have 4 or 5 national board licensing exams to become nationally licensed. With that also, in some states, they even have their own separate boards. Like California has their own separate board. But the national one is what most people take.
Does the concept of a national board and a master's of medical stuff, does that clash with the fact that this is a holistic medicine, because you're applying these Western standards and criteria and licenses to a medicine that doesn't necessarily follow that?
It doesn't, because you can still apply the standards for Chinese medicine to make sure that everyone who is doing this medicine is executing it in a way in accordance with Chinese medicine and what the standards should be. So when I say that, you would want to go to a nationally board licensed acupuncturist. You wouldn't want to just go to someone who's like, oh, I learned a few things.
Right.
If that, I read some things in a book. So like, this is why the acupuncture programs, the medical schools, are typically 4 years long.
And how much does a typical session cost?
It's different with anyone. Of course, any acupuncturist could set their rate at something different. So like, if I was an acupuncturist in Iowa, I would probably charge $80 per treatment.
Which is typically an hour long.
Yeah, hour long. In New York City, I charge $130.
Got it. And this is not
very reasonable.
Yeah.
You can't even get a full set of acrylics for that much around this neighborhood.
And that's acupuncture is not covered by insurance.
It is and it isn't. It depends on your policy. So I'm not in network with any insurance company, and so, but I do take insurance. So typically the insurance plans that I take are provided by like a big, large corporation, like PPO out of network, but I can take insurance.
Got it. And then explain why you're putting these needles on my leg where you're putting them. Oh, I felt that one.
You felt that one, right?
On her
Stomach
shin
36? Yeah. So these acupuncture points have all a different purpose. This acupuncture point right here actually helps with just like energy, overall energy, and then that can even assist with your body healing. Stomach 36, this acupuncture point is known as like the ginseng of acupuncture points. So it's very good for energy. And so in Chinese, it translates from 3 long mile, meaning if you literally can't walk anymore, needle it and be able to walk 3 more miles. So it's like kind of like the acupuncture ginseng acupuncture point. And so it would be good to do for you in combination with trying to help your body heal.
Got it. So we're starting and we're working our way up to the shoulder right now.
We are. And so when I do an orthopedic treatment, I don't want to go right into needle where you have the orthopedic issue.
Right.
I want to do meridian acupuncture points that tell your body to do very specific things, as well as points for stress and anxiety. And so I'm kind of like Oprah when it comes to stress and anxiety acupuncture points in New York City. Everyone gets them. You walk through the door, you're going to get acupuncture points to help with stress and anxiety, like everyone does. But then, of course, I tailor that to someone's chief complaints, like, do you really have something emotionally very specific that you want support with? So
Trish, so far you have a needle in the middle of your eyes on your forehead. There's some in your legs. I believe there's one in your arm somewhere. What has the experience been like thus far? What is it feeling? Did one area, did you feel it more than the other? Tell us what you're feeling right now.
He just put one on like my right trapezoid and I felt that, but so far I haven't felt anything. The ear, there was a little bit of a shock when it just went in because it was the first one ever. It's almost like a tingling in my leg right now. The needles themselves, it's like spring loaded. If you're listening, check out the YouTube. It's these little cylindrical, oh God, how many of those did you just put in?
it was one needle, but I just made adjustments.
I felt that one. It's like these spring loaded things and it's a cartridge. You kind of puts it on you and it goes through. But I feel fine. I feel it on the right side near my shoulder.
If you're listening in the car, ladies, I'll paint the picture. We are in a very warm room. Trish is on the table. She's wearing a slouch sock, Tommy John boxer briefs that she got from leftover from Survivor Barstool, and some blue gym shorts. She's topless. And she just had a haircut. And keep in mind, she just bought a sweater this week, so she's still on a natural high from that.
Oh, is this the sweater you have that was the one that was like basic?
That's
is that
the-
right?
yeah, it's
Okay,
her
you
first
know what?
sweater. It's been heard around the world.
Have you? It has been heard around the world.
I did hear about this basic sweater.
What did you think of it?
I think it looks nice. But I mean,
Okay.
it's something you could wear to, like, I don't know, going to the ballet or just like a
I
business
wore it to
meeting.
I wore it to the Eagle on Saturday night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But she took it off. as soon
And then
as
I
she
took it
arrived.
off, and I was so terrified that I was going to lose it. I had a death grip on it. But as I had the death grip on it, someone actually took my shirt off of my side. So you're going in the shoulder right now. This
I
is
am. It's happening.
Oh! Ow!
Okay.
Okay.
As you can hear from the yelps, this one, she felt this to the core.
Okay,
Why
so
was this
relax,
different?
relax.
Oh my God.
Was this needle deeper or anything different than you've done before?
You see, this needle's not deep.
Oh,
It's not deep.
ow.
So just that point where he needs it, that's why
Correct,
he's feeling it so much.
correct.
Holy
Correct.
moly.
So here's
I'm
the.
sweating.
Oh,
Go on.
wow.
So now, when you get needled into a part of the body where there's something going on, where you have pain or injury, that is where it's going to be intense.
That's crazy because he didn't even flinch.
Any of the other needles.
It was like a hot dog down a hallway, like normal for her for the whole entry.
Stop making me
Now
laugh.
this, she tightened up like a teen girl on prom night.
Now, but this is what I would ask to you. Like, it didn't hurt, but it was intense, correct?
It was pressure.
It was pressure.
And as that sits there, just that one needle, will that start healing?
Well, yes. And so you can heal with just the needles, but I like to do the electricity because it's like getting 2 or 3 treatments in one. You heal so much faster when I do the electricity.
And then how many total I'm not going to be good after one. Like how many times would you recommend I come back?
So I'll say this part first. You will be able to assess that one treatment and what it's going to do for you, any treatment that you get, a day after or the day after that. So, but the day of your treatment, you might actually feel worse, and expect that. You can feel worse, you can feel achy, you can feel sore, because we're working on an orthopedic physical issue. But it will often take 3 or 4 treatments before you actually can assess that you're improving.
So this treatment is just going to make me feel worse.
I wouldn't, who knows? Because it's different for every treatment. It's different for every person. You may not feel worse. So you may not actually feel worse, but I want for you to be aware that you could feel worse. Now, so when I say worse, that would be like today. But then the day after that, you may feel exactly the same, or you may feel some improvement.
Got it.
So, but it can take 3 or 4 treatments before you can actually make that personalized assessment for yourself of qualitative, quantitative aspect of like, okay, do I have better range of motion? Can I sleep better through the night? You know, is it waking you up at night while you sleep? Or any of these type of things that you can make an assessment with the physical body.
This is like a very painful, intense spot for me.
I know.
That one wasn't as bad as the first.
It wasn't as bad as the first, right?
Because I think if you went like maybe a centimeter south of that, that would have fucked me up.
But I plan to.
Oh.
Because what we have going on here is the bicipital groove, right there.
Oh my God.
And focused on the bicipital groove and the glenohumeral aspect. And then we have the bicep tendon. So I do need to focus on that.
This is...
Drag her, mama.
She's going through it, but in the best way possible.
You're gonna like this. You're gonna be back. You like once you get something in your groove.
I know.
Don't think about it.
I know. But the needles are not in very deep.
Can I add one?
No.
Okay.
I'll let him. I'm okay with him adding one.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Does that help?
It doesn't.
Oh.
Not for this. Not for this.
Now, but if she needed a pin curl.
Not for this.
Now, if she needed
Because I'm going to bring you in.
wave, I could jump into action.
I'm going to bring you in for the... It hurts.
You see, with a lot of times, I let a patient rest for like 20 minutes. So it would be funny if I let you rest for 20 minutes, I come back and you've got pin curls.
Yeah. Now
Joey's gone to work.
Oh, you're gonna get the electricity, and then after.
This is really making me nervous. This electricity.
Okay.
I did a birth simulator once, a contraction simulator once for a bunch of videos, so I know the feeling. It's kind of like electrocution, and make sure muscles involuntarily move and contract. Yeah. So it's an odd feeling. And there was like a machine they used to sell like in the 90s for like an ab machine where you strap on yourself and it would like contract your abs for you. So it is a strain. It's not painful. It's just a gross sensation.
Is that true, doctor?
I would not say it's painful.
No, not painful at all.
That did not sound convincing.
It's not painful. It's just a strange sensation. Like, you know,
but you're going to start low and then you're going to turn it up.
How did you know I was just going to talk about that?
That's already vibrating.
Is it?
No, the machine is off. The machine is off.
That's her blood sugar. Now she has a candy dish full of M&Ms on her nightstand.
Does she?
A glass dish.
We go outside. I see Joey kick-starting a Honda generator.
So we're saying. So she has a sweet tooth, is what we're saying.
Yes. Can you cure that?
Cure that. She's pre-diabetic as well.
I can't even move my shoulder right now.
Yeah, I would. You don't want to. Oh. You don't want to.
Ow.
Okay, but just try to relax the hand. Relax it.
It can't go down anymore.
Okay. All right.
I
don't want it to go down, but just to be relaxed.
Should we check our blood pressure on her iWatch?
Should we do a cake jiggling loincloth for the video towards the end, or we don't?
I don't think you have enough to fulfill.
I literally don't
hold a candle to the All Stars on.
So we got to talk about your Instagram at some point.
We have to talk about these guys.
We got to talk about the
off camera if we.
Well, we can talk about it on camera.
It's word of mouth. All the
go for it.
Thoughty hot guys with fat asses who just happen to stumble in here.
Talk about it, Doc. How do you get these men? Because I've been trying to get a man, like literally anyone on your page, for about 2 years now.
And why aren't you tagging these men? And then also, how do you keep your composure
I would be
watching
able
this, watching
Okay.
the Jiggle Fest.
All right. So this is what I will say, is that a lot of my patients are word of mouth, and then a tight knit community. So when I say that, we're talking about a lot of Broadway performers, other types of performers, professional dancers,
Because they have issues physically.
and fitness trainers. And a lot of Broadway performers end up also doing fitness training. And so then they refer each other to come and see me. And so that being said, my patient population is very diverse, open to all populations, all bodies.
Women as well?
Women as well. You will find women on my Instagram.
I saw. I follow religiously.
Yeah. But
That's why I felt comfortable coming in here.
But I do use a lot of these patients, ask them if it's okay to record their treatments for marketing. But my patient population is very diverse and welcome to all.
Good.
So that being said, a lot of them, their entire life is their body. It is their
Right.
fitness. And
Same.
same for you too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, I just flexed my foot and I felt that needle.
Your thing is fitting these M&Ms in your mouth.
Okay.
So that is the whole thing with the Instagram is
Right.
that it's, I ask them if it's okay to take images of their treatments for marketing. A lot of people think they're models, and it's really just patients. So
It's really just gay men
Well,
who
we get
love their
confused for
bodies.
models a lot as well, so we know it very well.
Can you tell us the name of your Instagram so people listening and watching right now can follow you?
yes, it's True Path Acupuncture.
True. That's a great name. How did you get that handle? True Path Acupuncture? I feel like that would have been taken.
Well, it wasn't. So
Well, it also
I'm sorry, this is what you call a dead end question. It was not taken.
well, no. So with that, I like the idea of the fact that acupuncture helps your body through your own
Vinny.
helps your body through your own biochemistry.
still horned up.
To
Sorry.
Lights off.
it tells your body to heal itself using your own biochemistry. And so with that, like if you heal, it's kind of like your true path is to be healthy and to be healed, right? And so that's how I chose True Path, was because everyone's true path is to be healthy or to be healed. And so that's kind of just how I came up with it.
I love it. What's your sign?
Aries.
Oh, I wouldn't think that.
What?
You're so
Sagittarius.
no, even keeled and calm and
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you do have
lovely,
a calming
lovely
energy.
and
Do you not like Aries?
I don't not like them. I just think
He read
they're
the shit.
thirst
He
traps.
knew that
I
he
just
did.
think they're thirst traps and very obnoxious and like in your face, like for attention.
Oh.
And that's not the vibes I'm getting with you at all.
You're going to give me a warning before you turn this thing on, right?
Absolutely. So let's talk about that.
You want to talk about reading?
So this whole thing with electricity is that again, it's very helpful for healing, but the strength with the Easta machine should be what feels comfortable for you. So this machine goes up to 10
Oh, God.
in strength, and we may be as low as 1, and that's fine. We could be at 0.3, 0.5.
You can do
Barely-
points to start it?
I can't, but I will. So it starts it off, I turn it on, and then I turn up the strength to just as strong as what you need it. It's your feedback. It's not me telling you how strong you need it. It's your feedback in the level of strength you feel comfortable with.
And does the electricity come in waves, so it's like almost pulses, or it's not a constant stream of electricity?
It can. So I can either do mixed frequency or I can do consistent. So this machine here does consistent, but I also have another machine that will have frequency go back and forth between 2 different frequencies. I wouldn't want to do that with someone who's first time to try electro-acupuncture.
Because if there's just electricity just pumping in, won't that cause the muscles to just contract and not be able to...
it will cause it to contract whether it is mixed or not. It'll
Got
just
it.
be a different muscle twitch rate.
Do you find new patients when there are experiencing the electricity for the first time is they're initially maybe scared and then they're like, oh, that's it, and then they're asking for more and they're very quickly wanting more pressure or more electricity?
Yes. And so
I would assume that.
for a person's first time to try it, a lot of times they don't really want for it to be very strong. And
That's
I don't
me.
really want someone to do anything that is stronger or more intense.
To tweak
than
out on the table.
Yes, I wouldn't say tweak.
Well,
but
freak,
to-
like, you know, get like two, like, you know,
yeah,
for-
of course. Oh no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So
She's not on meth.
So who is excited to have some electricity?
Not me. I'm afraid.
Do you want to hold your hand?
And so when I
Like
when
catch
I
a
got,
contact
I've
buzz?
had
Joey, hold his hand.
injuries.
contact
Don't
buzz?
pull me. I've had injuries before, and I've done electrostim therapy, but it's never been in the body.
Right. So you've done one of the reasons why they do so much of the electro in physical therapy is because of all the research and how electricity does help you heal so much faster. So now I'm going to tell you every time I turn on.
You just turned it on, didn't you?
No. I'm going to tell you every time I turn on a set of 2 needles that are attached to electricity. So
that you can control each needle.
yeah.
Oh my God. I'm literally so terrified right
I control sets of 2.
This is healing.
All right. Joey, hold his hand.
Crank it to 10.
No 10. So now tell me when you can feel a little bit
Just feel a little bit of a buzz.
electricity. So you should maybe be able to feel it around here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so this is the delt doing contractions right there.
I'm having trouble separating it from my butt plug right now,
Is that on as well?
which is also big. Yo, and I can feel that. That is weird.
See, it doesn't hurt though, correct?
No, but that is
It's just- it's
so
like-
weird.
It's like almost like when you get your funny bone hit on your elbow.
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's not painful, but it's a weird
But it doesn't
feeling.
feel like
Right.
electricity, but there is sensation.
Right.
Right.
It's not being silent. Are you being silent or are you being silent?
Here's 2 more.
Okay.
There you go. Now, so where
Sorry,
we
I'm
have
squeezing your hand.
contractions right here is actually in that gleno, like the glenohumeral
Yeah.
aspect where you have the injury.
That's that whole like right along this
Yep.
all right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
That's where
I know.
like
yeah.
I can tell it would feel good like right here.
Yep. Well, I plan to
That's
do.
sniffies.
I'll put this.
So here's 2 more.
Okay.
I'm taking some B-roll.
Here is another set of 2. And I can lower that.
Ooh, what's it at?
It's just below 2.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah.
okay?
That's right. Remember the needle that you put in that I said was one that hurt?
Yeah.
I can feel that.
But does it hurt you?
No,
right
it
now?
feels like it's pressure.
It's pressure, right?
Yeah, it's like that's the one area where the pressure is like kind of intense.
Yeah. And,
Like I feel like I'm getting a bruise.
and I can turn it down a little bit. For me, I don't think it's too strong personally,
I'm
but
just
it's
being
your
a-
assessment.
I'm being
You're definitely not being.
a bitch.
You're not.
Okay,
no,
cool.
you're not.
Thank you.
You're the one who has needles put in your body, so it would be like how you feel. In the sense of how strong you want it is your
Yeah.
assessment. It doesn't have to be very strong to be effective.
It now is the more electricity you put in, the quicker you'll heal. Joey just brushed his dick against my
No,
foot.
I did not. Stop it. This is a medical office. Please be professional. Thank you.
Apologies. Come on.
Yes, let's keep it professional.
Yes.
Come on, Pat.
It's like remember when you were a kid and the barber would go by, and the barber would like brush up against you. Is that just me experience?
Now you can also feel the upper traps doing contractions. Correct.
whoa.
Up here, right?
Oh, wow.
Wait, do it again, Joey. But I want to flex my stomach a little bit so I look hot.
Is it a picture or video?
Anyone, do a
I'll do a
picture,
video.
picture and a video.
A picture's first. Ready?
Yeah.
Out and About is a Roe partner, and we're going to talk to you about Roe Sparks, which are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for stronger, harder erections. They hit
Our favorite topic.
It's literally our favorite
If you're
topic.
gonna trust anyone at Barstool Sports about boners, it's gonna be us, ladies. Let's be honest.
And we'll never do you wrong. Here's the thing about Roe Sparks. They hit the bloodstream faster because they dissolve under the tongue. And getting hard faster means having more sex. And when they dissolve, they work on up to 15 minutes after on average. That's quick.
You better be ready.
Roe Sparks can give us thicker, longer erections than you usually have because they get fuller. So Roe Sparks, it gives you the boost to last longer, which is more fun for both of us.
You know, I like as well. I like a one and done type thing. That's why Rose stays active in your system for 36 hours, so you can go back to back, round after round, and be ready in the morning after. I'm a morning sex person. I am. I enjoy. I like to get my day started off on the right foot.
Sure.
So the thing is, you know, if say I did have a little canoodling the night before, I wake up and do it again, get an espresso, and head off to work.
I love that. That's why you're so chipper this morning, isn't
I
it?
am. Be ready for play with Rose Sparks. With Rose Sparks, you can get an erection you've always wanted. Rose connects you with a medical provider with 100% online, so there's no awkward conversations with in-person providers. If approved, treatment ships right to your door. Discreet packaging. It cannot be simpler to get a big boner right nowadays, ladies.
If prescribed new sexual health new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/out to find if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/out for $15 off your first order.
Now, Trish, I noticed you took a Rose Sparks right before your treatment at a therapist today. At the acupuncturist.
Now, I'm a holistic hoe, so I like treatments. I go to spas. I like the ooh la las. Now, when you weren't filming, on a normal treatment like this, how would you set the tone in the room? What would the vibe be? Would you lower the lights, lit a candle, maybe some soft music?
Well, I need lights that are this bright to put the needles in.
Okay, got it.
And then I will turn the lights down quite a bit and actually maybe just have this light on.
Love it. Some
and then
warm
music,
ambient light.
And then music.
Yeah, I love it. That's how I think after initial thing, and then they can vibe out. Because that's how I'm more like, about all the extra bells and whistles more than getting massage as opposed to just actual massage. Like I want to hear the music. I want the aromatherapy. I want, the lights dimmed. I want a chic environment. Like that's what I like most. So
Joey, you deserve chicness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This feels insane, my trap.
I love it.
Like, I don't know why are you doing the trapezoid to fix
Like a
the
heartbeat.
shoulder?
Well, so
It's all connected.
Because I want to loosen up the tightness in the upper traps will also help the shoulders.
Got it.
So look at Joey right there.
She's a trap queen.
It doesn't hurt.
No, this is wild.
See, and then this is how I do True Path videos. Is I just
You do yourself like this?
I just basically
Yeah,
and then that's it. Just throw that on
that's great.
Instagram.
They're going to see me on the page and go, you're going to lose followers.
People are going to start throwing up and complaining, reporting it. It's like, why was there a parakeet on the table? What's going on?
They go, I'm sorry, I didn't know you did quadriplegics.
Now, Doc, are you referred to as doctor or just your name?
I prefer Jason, but
Jason.
I do have the title of doctor because after acupuncture school, to get the license to become a licensed acupuncturist is just 4 years, and it's a medical master's degree. But you can continue on to get your doctorate. But the doctorate is not required to become an acupuncturist.
Would you be able to get the MD on your license plate if you wanted it?
I would get the doctor title specific to then acupuncture, so it wouldn't be MD because I'm not a Western MD. So.
Okay, so now I'm noticing this is another thing that we're not going to be doing on Trish today, but it's huge in the community of repair and restoration and athleticism. Is cupping. So I see all these glass cups in here now. I'm excited because I want to make cocktails in these. But
what's your favorite cocktail?
I mean, right now, I'm having a dinner party on Thursday, and I'm doing a creme fraiche washed caviar martini. So everyone's fat washing alcohol right now. So I'm doing a creme fraiche martini with caviar stuffed olives. It's going to be stunning.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's very creative. Did
Yeah,
did you find this, or did you?
No,
make...
I cook. I'm a chef.
I know. Did you make this recipe?
I made this up because I know that a lot of people are
okay.
doing sour cream and onion martinis right now at the corner store.
Yes.
So I said, well, why not? I want to do some caviar, but instead of doing the sour cream, creme fraiche is a very close cousin, and creme fraiche and caviar go together like hand in hand.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to serve that for right now. That's going to be my cocktail as of right now. But I'll drink anything. I'm disgusting, but I can't drink right now because I have the plugs in. I can't. If I drink, they'll fall out.
Yeah. How much longer?
Well, I'm 1 week in.
Okay.
And so I think after 2 weeks, I'm allowed to, get back on the wagon.
Okay.
And wear hats. I'm just wearing this today because I didn't want to get recognized on the way in. But
Well, so these cups have never had any alcohol in them except for alcohol for sterilization.
Just like that.
but what does this do? What is cupping? And I was a hickey queen back in the day. That's how you knew you were a real whore. If you came home but came back with a
with
hickey.
hickeys?
So, but this is now these guys as a badge of honor. A lot of athletes are wearing them. Like you can see a lot of basketball players. I mean, they're not doing it for a show.
It doesn't hurt.
But what does that do versus what does cupping do versus
acupuncture? Well, so they both work well together, and often you want to do even both, and not just like one or the other. But with cupping, with acupuncture as well, you could have anything going on under the skin we can't see. You could have tears, frays, any other type of actual injury to muscle or tendon. And with that, clotted blood, stasis, the cupping pulls all of that. In Chinese medicine, it's called stasis. So it could be a myriad and complex aspect of what's going on with the human body that's wrong, right?
Is it kind of like injury leads to healing? Like you have to get the flu in order to prevent the flu.
Jump start.
It moves. It physically moves all the material. Right. So and so I like to use a term that is not a medical term. I like to say the schmutz. So it pulls all of the schmutz. It pulls all of the physiological material up to the upper epidermis, the top layer of the skin. Mm-hmm. When it does that, then your body will flush it out, but your body wasn't doing anything about the fact that substance was there or what was causing you pain. But when it moves up to the upper epidermis, your body can't let it be there, can't let it stay there. And so then your body will flush it out. So cupping has a lot more
to do. Toxins, essentially.
Toxins as well, and a lot of toxins. And so it can be toxic to have static blood, to have any of this type of injury material that's just under the skin, deeper below in layers of muscle and tissue. So, and that is an aspect of toxicity as well. So you move that up to the upper epidermis, then your body will flush it out. So in that way, cupping does more than just help you feel less tight, help you feel better. Cupping can have a huge part to play in actually healing an injury even, because it can move this physical substance that you need to help heal.
I have a question. People that work out, I'm just going to be starting working out this month. I stopped doing it for a while due to religious beliefs, but now I'm back. So every time I would do, the reason why I'm not successful at the gym is when I'm trying to do the lifting things, there's a pinch back here that hurts my shoulders. My shoulders feel very weak, and my elbows feel weak as well. So it's like, is there something like that what prevents this from pinching? Like it's always on this one thing. Is that something acupuncture would fix?
Acupuncture likely can fix it. And so with acupuncture, if you do 6 treatments, somewhat close to each other. So what we're saying is, like once a week. And if you get 0 resolve, maybe the treatment needs to be adjusted and acupuncture can still heal the issue. But in some cases, acupuncture can't heal everything. But you have 2 people can actually have the same Western medicine diagnosis. And I can cure one person, and maybe someone else only gets about 70% better.
You should do a study on 2 identical twins.
My face red?
I think it's so interesting how you're able to assess organs. I mean, obviously muscles are, seem a little bit more understandable with it because it's from the outside, it's a muscle. But organs and chronic illness, how much treatment is needed for that? And how do you know where to, I'm sure because you're the doctor, but how the hell did you figure that out?
When you get an acupuncture treatment and you come in, we ask the 10 basic questions that are part them to me? Of. I can, yes. And so, but just to kind of overview those questions, that involves wanting to know about your sleep. It's wanting to know about your energy. It's wanting to know about your digestion. It's wanting to know about your bowel movements as well. It's not just digestive aspect. It's wanting to know about any issues of your skin or nervous system, neurological. And with that, we can make an assessment in combination with you giving us the deep diving into what your chief complaint is. And that could be anything from, let's say you have tinnitus, or it could be migraines. And so we'll ask those 10 questions.
Constipation.
Correct. And so we can ask those 10 questions that are part of every Chinese medicine treatment. And today I love this. We just jumped in with kind of an example of doing an orthopedic treatment without doing the full full Chinese medicine treatment.
I love all this. I'm all about all kinds of different treatment, exploration, using your body to the fullest extent and exploring different things and just, I just think it's so interesting and healing.
And I think too with the healing, the traditional way to heal, and like I bitch about my shoulder all the time on the show, is that you take Tylenol, you put ice on it, you do your physical therapy, whatever. Sometimes that doesn't do it. Like I've heard that this shoulder surgery is nasty and your shoulders will never be the same. But if you're able to explore a treatment that's not traditional and it works, why wouldn't you do that? And especially if, like Jason said, it's not, $1 million a treatment.
This is a very affordable treatment for the level of...
There's no downside to trying
For the level of like expertise and precision that goes into this. This is a very reasonable, 100 something bucks.
Well, so, and to overview a treatment as well, you are talking about doing a deep dive into what you're actually wanting to have treated and the chief complaint, kind of like the 10 questions that are asked in Chinese medicine, as well as taking a look at your pulse on both sides of the wrist and your tongue. So taking a look at the pulses lets me know and do diagnostic aspect for your organ systems. The same thing with your tongue. So I can look at your tongue and be able to understand what's going on inside your body when it comes to organ systems, fluid physiology, and a lot of other aspects. If a person even has like cracks in what's called the lung area of the tongue, then that lets me know they probably have a history of lung issues or even asthma.
Can you do a quick reading?
I can, yeah.
Okay, would you mind? I'll stick my tongue out. Now?
Oh, how about the patient sticks his tongue out?
You already have needles in, you cheap bitch. Let me get something for free.
All right, Joey, let's take a look at your tongue.
Then we'll do mine after.
Okay. So, Joey, if I take a look at your tongue, you have a crack in the lung and the stomach area. Your tongue is puffy, but you don't have teeth marks. And your tongue is not too red. Can I look underneath and see the veins? Okay.
He's got a vial under his tongue.
And then
like he's going to blade. Like he's going to the penitentiary. He's got a blade.
Can I see on top of the tongue as well again? Okay. All right. So to describe what's going on inside your body, you have something called dampness, but what's really good is you don't have damp heat. So
it's dry heat.
So a word for heat, like in Chinese medicine, would just mean inflammation. So like you actually don't have a lot of inflammation in the body. Your tongue says you don't have a lot of inflammation, but you do have.
I'm drinking bone broth.
Oh, that's good. So now when it comes to the tongue being puffy and the dampness, think of it as like edema, but like that you can't see. That can be in interstitial tissues. Okay. And so there's like murky water. There's like stagnation inside the body that you can't see. And you also have overwork, and that shows in the crack in the tongue. A little bit of what's called deficiency of thin nutritive fluids, yin deficiency. But overall, it's not too bad. I will say, with the tongue being puffy, but then also the thick sublingual veins, it all backs up a diagnosis of having a lot of stasis in the body. What is that? Stasis would be concentration of any type of physical, like physiology. That stasis could be let's say clotted blood. It could be, so if you have a dog go to the bathroom and there's phlegm on their stool, right? That's dampness you can see. There can be a lot of fluid concentration inside the body that we can't see that can mucky up the well-functioning and inflammation or the well-functioning of our body that you can't see. In modern society, almost everyone has what's called dampness. Eating any processed food or stress, anxiety, that will cause it.
Well, just to go on the record about Taco Bell breakfast on last week's episode. I mean, I don't indulge that much, but I eat very, very, a lot of it, but I eat very, clean and high volume. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, with yourself, you eat the high quality ingredients. Exactly, high quality ingredients.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Right. I try to eat processed.
Calling a big meal high volume is so funny.
Now she's a high volume queen.
Now take a look at this tongue.
This lizard tongue. Get it out here, girl.
I put it out. It's split.
Okay, let's take a look at this tongue. Oh, you have a lot more inflammation
STIs.
over here.
I
you,
have what?
have more inflammation than Joy. Your tongue is a lot redder.
You puffy bitch.
And so in your case, you actually have a little bit of, it says lung deficiency. So some innate deficiency with your lungs and inflammation, but you don't have a lot of dampness. And you also have deficiency of nutritive fluids, yin deficiency.
Okay. You need to see the underside where I keep I keep that steel.
Yes. Oh, actually, you have less stasis than Joey.
Oh.
But
the tables have
yeah,
turned.
the tables
I
have
beg your
turned.
pardon.
Well, every tongue is different. They're like snowflakes. So, because every person's body is different, every person's state of health is different. Now we are ready to turn off this electricity. Are you excited?
I cannot wait.
Let's do a little bit of cupping.
Okay, good.
Who's excited?
This
You have-
kills. Can I move my arm?
Yes.
Oh, you know why? Because my elbow was locked and extended.
Yes, exactly. It was because you were overextended here this way.
Ooh. Okay. So now how do you want me?
Just as you are.
Okay.
Just-
You're gonna cut my shoulder.
Cup it, yeah. But you just.
Is it a
Do
manual?
you want me to do both shoulders?
suction?
Yeah, that'd be
actually?
great.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Is it a manual pump
It's-
suction or
I-
is it a machine?
It's with I just have a hand pump
Pump, yeah.
for it. Yeah. So.
Because this kills me all the time.
Well,
that's
so
why.
this can actually make you feel sore, but actually help you heal from this shoulder issue.
Okay. This
So
is
now-
an intense injury, I'm afraid. That's literally where I tore it. So that's good.
Well, okay, so we should do 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, does it hurt?
It's pulling.
It's pulling. Yeah.
Oh my lord. So right now, Dr. Jason is pumping me up.
Look at you getting cupping.
All right. Does acupuncture help with tight hamstrings?
Yes.
I have the world's tightest hamstrings.
Well, it can help with tightness of any muscles.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I stretch
Trish,
every night.
Did you want to ask him?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were curious about sounding, you were saying, correct?
Yes.
Sounding.
Ooh. Can you itch the top of my lip?
Use your bottom teeth.
Oh, I can't get it. Vinny, this
Joy-
is where your producer.
I was gonna say, Joy, this
Itch
sounds
me.
like
Oh, look at the veins. Oh,
Give me a little itch, quick.
where your lip?
Yeah. Thank you. Good.
Did that do the job?
Yeah, that did the
trick?
trick. Do it
again.
again. Do it again. Right there. Thank you.
I feel like we're in the club, but there's a crumb on your lip.
And we walk out. Am I good? Check your kitchen, darling. Oh wow! Look
How
at
does that
this.
feel?
This is more intense than.
Now, can you slide, if you lubed up the skin, can you slide it around
Oil slide cupping, and that's
get
very helpful.
for drainage, for lymphatic drainage?
Well, I don't do lymphatic
Oh,
drainage,
not lymphatic,
but it
but-
actually can help with lymphatic
yeah, because you
drainage.
can
but I
move
don't.
the fluids
Yeah.
and stuff around. How cool.
How many of these can you put on at once?
The limit does not exist.
You could put on many cups, but I'd like to limit it to probably about like 40 to 50. And 50 is a lot. But that would be like if you were face down, I could do everything from the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, the hips, the low back, the mid back, the upper traps, the shoulders. We could do an entire back.
And that will help with tightness of all muscles.
Correct.
And tendons and
Yeah.
ligaments.
Absolutely.
I want it on my legs, but I don't want to waste your time. This is so recently.
Correct.
Like I've been starting to. This injury screwed me up like pretty badly for a while. So I started playing basketball again, and I'm so afraid of an injury that I'm like have incorporated stretching where it's like every night.
Don't help. Thank you.
Every night I'll stretch my legs because my hamstrings are so tight. To the point where if I'm going to play basketball on Saturday morning, I'll stretch them on Saturday night and then I'll do it again in the morning. But I can't, it's so hard to get my hamstrings to stretch.
Wow.
Just like a Reebok pump.
Yeah. Oh.
Can I take one off?
Can you take
Yes. So go. So the nipple is, and then
Oh,
Okay.
just spread it.
right.
Spread it open and flick the bean.
I'm Joe. I'm there. Oh, you're doing another. Ooh.
I'm just changing positions. So now I will say this: we are now ready to take the cups off,
Okay.
and treatment is Complete.
You see, I'm sweating right. Oh. I think it's like a badge of honor if you see someone with these cups.
Cup
it's
marks,
so
right,
it's
right.
so cool.
Yeah.
You got
That
the
means
good,
you're intense.
My surgery day, I was bleeding from the head. You're getting this is relaxing. You're acting dramatic because there was one needle.
I will tell you, this was
I was gutted like a fish on that table.
the more that I would imagine, it wasn't relaxing the first time I'm doing it because I don't know what to expect. But now I can see if I did it when I do it again and again, I'll know what to expect, and it'll actually I'll be able to assess how much it helped me, and then it'll be better. All right, so the cupping is done. The acupuncture is done. Look at how red this is. I have my cupping badge of honors. This is something, acupuncture is something that I've always wanted to try, and especially now that I've had my injuries and I've had issues with healing, I'm hoping that this will provide me a little bit of relief in that. So I want to thank Dr. Jason Pyeatt. He is in New York City. Make sure you follow his Instagram. It will be linked below. I'm going to do more treatments here, if you'll have me, of course.
I will, of course.
And we will monitor our success. But we wanted you guys at home. You loved Joey's, you loved our medical episode so much last week that we thought we'd do another.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
I think this is going to be great for you. I think it's going to be therapeutic. I think the more you do it, the more you're going to feel the benefits. And I just like that you're treating yourself.
Taking care of yourself.
Of course. How was I as a patient?
You were a great patient.
I was a bad reporter. We had to cut half this episode because I was asking sexual questions.
No.
But welcome, if you're in New York City, treat yourself, ladies. Treat yourself, gentlemen. Come and get your acupuncture and some cupping. You're going to like what you see, I guarantee it.